Hi, this is Moira, and today we're going to use Screencast-O-Matic as we explore some of the popular features of Google Read and Write for Chrome. We're going to start with our Simple English Wikipedia page, and from there we're going to explore some of the reading features. So here we have a little article about jellyfish in Simple English. What I'd like to do is I just want to highlight this first paragraph here, and we're going to have it read to us using the play button.
Jellyfish are animals of the phylum Cnidaria. They are a monophyletic clade, the Metosothoa. 1. Most of them live in the oceans, in salt water, where they eat small sea animals like plankton and little fish, and float in the sea.
All right, so as we've read this together, we can see that even though it's a simple English web page, it's still a little bit complicated. It's quite a scientific article. So what I want to do is I'm going to simplify this even further. If I come over here and go to our simplify page function, it's going to bring me up to a new web page. And right over here in the corner, we have this add and subtract button. I'm going to subtract some information. So as I subtract that, it's just bringing us to a little bit more simplified version of this article. So let's go with this one right here, somewhere in the middle. All right, now what I want to do is let's just kind of see when we bring this here, just kind of how that is.
Jellyfish are animals of the phylum Cnidaria. They are a monophyletic clade, the Metosothoa. 1. Most of them live in the oceans, in salt water, where they eat small sea animals like plankton and little fish, and float in the sea. Only a
All right, so even though we have a lot of that same information, we can see that there's just a little bit less of it there. What I want to do next, that we've kind of simplified this document, is we're going to start breaking down some of these more complicated words. Now, if I was to bring one of these scientific words up and I want to use my dictionary to explore this word, we don't have any matches found for this. So we can tell that this is quite a difficult to read article here. But let's go to something a little bit more simple, something like oceans. If I bring this dictionary here, we have our definition.
oceans.
All right, and so we can have it read it a little more to us.
A very large, salty body of water. They swam in the Indian Ocean.
Right, so it gives us the example and then used in a sentence. And now let's imagine that we still want to learn a little bit more about oceans. We can open up our Piction dictionary, and in here we now have
oceans.
2 images of what oceans might look like. All right, so from there we've been exploring this word. Let's just explore it a little bit more. And what I want to do is I want to translate it. So I'm going to use this function here, our translator. So we have our word oceans.
Oceans.
Now let's hear it in French.
Océano.
And even in Spanish.
Mar.
All right, so we can translate the language on here as well, which is a great tool for English language learners as well as French language learners. Next thing that I want us to do, that we've looked at dictionaries and translate, and that we've been able to kind of play and explore this a bit, is we're going to practice doing some reading. So I just learned a few new words today. I'm going to see how it sounds as I practice these words out. I'm going to take this first sentence here, and I'm going to practice reading this myself. So if I go to this icon right here, practice reading aloud. Let's see how I do. All right, I'm going to record my voice. Jellyfish are animals of the phylum Cnidaria. They are a monophyletic clade, the Medusozoa. Now, I don't know how well I did, but I feel pretty proud, and I think I want to just send that right to my teacher. So my teacher can kind of look and see, how am I using this feature? Am I able to listen to the words? Am I able to repeat them? Which is a really great feature to have as we're practicing our language. Next, I want us to look at another feature that we can do with this. So we're going to just come out of our read aloud, and we're going to go back to our Simple English Wikipedia right here. And we're going to create some highlights here for a paragraph that we're going to try to write together. So I'm going to take some of the things about the habitat. Anything about habitat that I see, I'm going to just put it in to yellow. So we have our yellow highlight here. And I also want to learn a little bit about what they eat. So I'm going to take this here and finding out that they like to eat plankton and other little fish that float in the sea. Very, very cool. And I'm going to put that in green. And now we have, again, where they live. So some of them live in fresh water. I'm going to put that here into yellow. Now our next, it talks about a little bit what their bodies look like here. So I think that I want to learn a little bit about that. That's really interesting. Look at this large jellyfish. The largest jellyfish, it goes up to 60 meters. That most jellyfish are much smaller. So that's very cool. I'm going to put their sizes and what they look like right here. And, oh, we have many types. All right, there's many types of jellyfish, so we can put that in here. And look at this interesting fact that we eat them as well, that they taste great in salad. Interesting. I'm going to put that into red. All right, if I look at this a little bit more, we have some stuff about their life cycle in here and a little bit about where they live and how they reproduce, and we have a little bit more about their bodies here. So they have symmetric umbrella-shaped bodies called a bell. So I want to put that one into our blue. Just a little bit of what they look like. And oh, they have tons of tentacles to capture their prey. So that's what they look like, but it also goes with kind of how they eat. So I think I'm going to do that one as yellow. All right, I have lots of information in here, and oh, we have this again, which they catch. Oh, we have that one already. So I think we're pretty good. We got their stinging cells of how they catch them. We're ready to put together our paragraph. So now that I have all this information, I'm going to just collect it all and watch what Google does for me. It's going to collect it by my colors, and it's going to open up a new document. And here it is. So we have all of my information. It's already grouped for me. It's telling me exactly where it's coming from, and I'm ready to begin writing my paragraph. Now, to demonstrate just ways that we can do that, we're going to go right over to here, and we're going to start with doing our talk and type. So with the talk and type, I'm going to take these different ideas, and I'm going to just put together a paragraph. Let's try it together. Hi, it's Moira, and today we are going to learn about jellyfish, period. Most jellyfish live in the ocean, but some live in fresh water, period. The largest jellyfish is as long as 60 meters, but most of them are much smaller, period. Jellyfish eat small sea animals like plankton and little fish and other little things that float in the sea, period. People also like to eat jellyfish. They taste great in salad with soy sauce or vinegar, period. All right, now that I have my sentence, I've stopped my recording, and I'm going to just listen back to it, see how I did, if it makes a little bit of sense. So I'm going to begin by just playing this back. I don't think we have to actually highlight it. Let's not do that. Let's just start right here at the beginning and press play.
Hey, it's Myra, and today we are going to learn about jellyfish.
Oh, I've already found something that doesn't quite sound right. It's not Myra, it's Moira. Awesome. All right, let's keep going.
Mostly fish live in the ocean, but some live in fresh water. The largest jellyfish is as long as 60 meters, but most of them are much smaller. Jellyfish eat small sea animals like plankton and little fish and other little things that float in the sea. People also like to eat jellyfish. They taste great in salad with soy sauce or vinegar.
Awesome. So that's a great little paragraph. We can see that there are some things with our grammar and some editings that we have to do. So things like we need to get those capitalizations in there, and we can add in some commas as well, or put some other periods in. So we do have to edit once we are done. It does help us with underlining some information here and giving us some other ideas. But I think that's pretty good. Mostly fish live in the ocean. Let's do most jellyfish. I think that's what it meant to say. There we go. So it can kind of help us out as well as we are doing our editing. Okay, so the next feature that I want us to explore is the predictive text feature. If we go up to our Google toolbar, we see this one right here, prediction. Let's just turn that on and we're going to write a sentence together. So one of the interesting things that I've learned about jellyfish is that as the oceans warm, the jellyfish population is increasing rapidly. So I'd like to add this into my text. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the predictive text just to kind of get that sentence down. So as the, let's see, we got oceans number 1 right here. I can press Control 1 and it'll put the oceans in there for. So as the oceans warm, we're going to see jelly. Oh, we don't have jellyfish yet. Jellyfish. Oh, there we go. Populations, Control 2 are, let's see, starting. Another thing that we can do is we can have the word read to us.
Starting.
Starting. All right.
2.
And,
Get.
oh, I don't want get, but I want expand. So we can tell when I read this sentence back, we're going to see that there's a little bit of an error in there. So let's just hear what it sounds like.
As the ocean warms, jellyfish populations are starting to expand.
All right. So as the ocean warms, jellyfish populations are starting to expand. Perfect. This was a great little first tutorial for our Google Read and Write. I want to thank you very much for joining me today. And I hope that you've learned a few of the tools, some of the most popular ones on here. Enjoy, play, explore, and find what works best for you. Thank you.